Hey there, it's GERB Sims, and today I'm going to build an apartment for a Star Wars superfan. The idea of this apartment is that this sim is obsessed with the Star Wars franchise. They write fan fiction and they collect collector's items. This sim doesn't live in a world that has access to Batu? I don't know. It's more that Star Wars, like for us, is a franchise of movies and games and such. So the first thing I worked on is a kind of screening room, video room. And so I wanted to have one side be the light side and one side be the dark side. So this room is going to be focused on the dark side. We're going to have reds and blacks. And so I'm just using a lot of things from the Star Wars pack to act as decorations, and then I'm complementing them with more simple objects from the game to make it look, I don't want it to look like it takes place in like a cantina. This is someone's pretty nice apartment. Apparently fan fiction is popping off and they're getting paid. So they have this lovely apartment with these great viewing areas. So there's a lot of collector's items, and there's also this like built-in display. I don't know what it was about this, but I just wanted it to look like someone had put together, I don't know if it's set pieces or something they collected, and they're incorporating it into the cabinetry in their entertainment system. And so I wanted the lights in the whole room. The lights are going to be red. It's going to be really dark because it's like a viewing room, but I wanted there to be like a separate light source in here, and I really like using those just little plumb bobs. But I'm going to end up recoloring some other lighting. I'm going to use some backlighting, and then I just have a floating window there to make this display case, as well as a shelf on top to kind of push it, like flush it into the cabinet top. Oh, so I don't know why, but I had this idea. I wanted this window to be another display case because we have like the trophy display case, but it's so small, and I wanted something that you could put more life-size objects in. So I put it in the wall, and I covered it up with that stormtrooper flag there. And so you're gonna see in the bedroom how we use that window as actually a display case, which is pretty sweet. Lots of books, lots of thin books in this apartment. I'm thinking they're comic books. We used to have a comic book stand, I think, or a magazine rack. We have one now, but it looks so magazine-y. I really want something that looks like a comic books. So I'm putting a bunch of space stuff around. We have another bookshelf. How perfect. Okay. This is such a weird object. It doesn't have any surface slots on it. It glows, and it doesn't have any bowling shoes. Oh my God, check out that. It doesn't have any bowling shoes on it. So I had to red shelf the whole thing. Like, what else could you even use that for? I guess a wall divider, but like, who's got the time? So instead, I wasted my time, and I made it into another big bookshelf by kind of overlapping objects and cropping things to make the repeat objects look different. So I made a sectional couch with the Discover University couches and chairs, and I just wanted to find a configuration that would be appropriate for the size of the room. And I think that this is all right. It's a little bit, I end up moving it over here, so there's a little bit more space to walk around. And then I like to size down the ends and make a little armrest, because it just makes it look more like a unit as opposed to just something from like Target or IKEA. It just makes it look nicer. I love putting mannequins in all of my builds, so I made 2 mannequins to go on the dark side and 1 to go in the display case on the light side. Is it the light side? Yeah. So we're gonna put that here along with an R2-D2, and that's gonna be our little display case. There'll be maps and things in there too. The second I saw this, the only thing I wanted to do was make a headboard out of it. Okay. So I can't even like describe it. I used T.O.O.L to flip over a bunch of light things, and then I made it so that there's like stick-on lights on the ceiling, and it took a lot of time and it was unnecessary, and you can only notice it in first-person camera. But this is where I am in my life, where I am thinking about what I would want in my Star Wars bedroom, and obviously there would be stars on the ceiling. So I spent a lot of time doing that with those little floor stars, as well as these swimmer lines or these pool lines, because when you flip them 180 they don't show, but when you look at them from the bottom they do. So you'll see more of that in the screenshots at the end. And then this fabulous headboard, I'm just giving some plushies a spot. This is like such a cute way for a grown-up sim to display their little toys and tchotchkes above their super cool outer space bed. So I figured this setup looked nice. I didn't want it to look like a child's room. I wanted it to look like a grown-up. So we do have our Yoda hanging out on the chair, and we've got plenty of decorations in there. The kitchen and living room and bathroom I wanted to be a little bit less themed. So I just went for a loft kind of industrial style, and then I put memorabilia and collectibles in it to kind of make it personalized to this sim. And so I have, oh my God, are these not like the best objects in the entire game? These metal shelves, I'm obsessed. I put a lot of stuff in from the Star Wars debug live edit, so that's where you see these rafters here, as well as some of the things on the walls. I think that the best thing about the pack is really the debug and live edit. There's a lot of really good stuff about the pack. I think that every pack has something worth the entire price, and those metal shelves and the debug, it's worth the price of the entire pack for me. But I don't do gameplay, so I understand how people feel differently about other things. I have a video coming up about the essential objects in each pack that make it worth buying to me, because I keep on giving them all my money and buying all the packs. So here we are. You know how like America runs on Dunkin'? Well, writers run on coffee. So I wanted to make this little coffee area that didn't take up more counter space. And so I put some size down counters underneath this like shelving unit. And I made it look like this was like a little espresso preparation area. And it turned out really nice. It filled up the kitchen. There needed to be something in the kitchen to kind of take up some of the space. I didn't want it to be cluttered, but I wanted it to be full. So I feel like we definitely achieved that. And then finally, I cropped these objects and made some shelves. The eating area is like the least important part of the build. So here's some chairs. Probably eating at your desk if you're focused on your fan fiction. Oh my God, my cat is giving me a death stare right now. I needed to cover up the butts of those pieces that came out from the display case, so I just covered them up with a new bottom to the shelving unit from, is that one from Eco? I think it's from Eco. And then here are this person's published books, I guess. They've published their fan fiction, and they are spending a lot of time at their desk. So I spent a lot of time cluttering the desk and making it lived in. Lots of books, lots of comics, and lots of copies and drafts and papers and everything that you need to be a starved artist, as well as just something kind of hanging over the side of your chair. It is still usable with that on it. I think everything in this build, except for the coffee stuff, is usable. This is like a reading area, because they say good writers are also readers, which is why I'm not a good writer, because I'm not a reader. So I have this little reading area over here, and then this remote just looks like the Death Star, and so I sized it up and made it the entryway like pendant light. So don't at me, because that's what I did today. The bathroom is kind of the final last thought in this build. I kept it really simple. I did a black toilet because I thought to myself, like, where would Darth Vader poop? And I saw that toilet and it was decided. So that's how I make my decisions. And then I included some art from the gallery that I will have information on in the description, but I really just wanted to have a clean bathroom with not much clutter and have some actual Star Wars art, because this build needs something to show that it's outside of the realm where you could travel to Batuu. So I actually have like the elements of Star Wars posters, and I think that that was a really nice final touch there. And yeah, just little pieces in the bathroom, and I think it turned out really nice. So like I said, this is an apartment for a sim that writes fan fiction. They adore the Star Wars franchise. This is them checking out the latest movie with their popcorn maker and their puppy named Ray. And you know, there's just a lot of stuff you can do in this build. There are a lot of stories you can tell, and we're coming up on screenshots now. So here is your entryway. Coming up on the left, you have your bedroom, which is this beautiful starry night bedroom. And you have your screening room, which I just showed before. Ugh, I'm obsessed with this room. I think it's one of the coolest rooms I've ever built. So you're welcome. You saw it here first. And then heading over to the bathroom, which you just saw. Nice and clean and simple. That's the entryway again from the other side. And then we're going to be looking at the kitchen. The kitchen came together in a really sweet way. I love industrial loft style. I love mixing materials like woods and metals and new and old. This shelf came out really nice, and then with that display gun on the side, who wouldn't want to write from here? Come on. I hope you like this build. It is available in the gallery. It has to be placed on that specific lot, and there's information on that in the gallery as well. I turned it into one room so that you can download it for that apartment. And I hope you like this build and enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe and turn on that alert button. You can find me on all of the social medias by searching GERB Sims, and if you hadn't had enough, you can follow me on Twitch, where I stream Sims 3 times a week and discuss mental health and social justice once a week. I would love to see you there. Thanks again, and until next time, live your best life and be your best self. Bye!